participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. The Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Fried Eggs podcast. As always, my boy Dolph is here with me, and we have a very special guest, the one and only Bud fucking Racing. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, special guest. I keep looking
special
over my shoulder for somebody else.
I'm not even talking like the helmet wearing special either. Like, you're actually pretty special. I'm glad you're here.
I got a helmet back here, actually. I do.
Is it a racing helmet?
No, it's
But how do you have Bud Racing and not have
An
okay,
old
well, that's a cool helmet.
Well, that is a cool helmet.
All right, that's a cool helmet. So
Yeah,
you get off
all
on
right.
you'll get off on that. So I thought about doing
Yeah.
this episode sober, and then Bosch told me within the next 5 minutes that we
what the
can't. He's like, "You fucking suck sober. Let's go."
Yeah, what the hell? Now hold on. Is that what do you back to that hat? What does that hat stand
what's it
for?
for?
Like, is that something you wear to work or have?
no.
worn to work,
This
or
was
what?
my dad's.
Was your dad's helmet? Okay.
Yeah.
What did your dad do?
Coal miner.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dang,
yeah.
dude, that takes some big balls to go down in the coal mines, dude.
Yeah, man.
Both of my my dad, his dad, my maternal grandfather.
That's
And
the
then there
mother's
was
side.
some
Just so you
aunts
know,
and uncles. There was
Bosch.
some uncles in there too.
I
Yeah.
didn't know what he was talking about. I was just
Yeah.
going to nod my head.
maternal mother.
Yeah, that's
paternal,
awesome, dude.
father.
You can tell that thing's been through hell and back, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this was,
How
Weren't
long did
warm.
he do that for?
oh shit.
I mean, did he do that most of the time you were growing up, or
Oh yeah.
no shit? So going
he-
down in like fucking caves and stuff, huh?
So let me think.
No, mine shafts.
He would have graduated in '64,
Kind of like caves.
so he would have been coal mining from the early '70s.
Fuck.
Damn, dude, that's
Until-
crazy.
He retired for some back medical stuff in 95, 94.
So 20 plus years.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
hardcore work
Fuck
right
yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
If
I
he
salute
wouldn't have
his
been
ass.
injured, he would have probably stuck around longer. But
How do you get injured? Just back stuff, or
cave in,
oh
Ooh.
shit?
not
That's why-
like
Right.
oh,
So the
it's,
helmet's fucked up.
Okay. Yeah.
movie of the week. It
I'm
was
thinking
just
trapped under the ground type shit and stuff.
not that. No, it was more like some shit fell on him, and
Oh,
but
well,
not.
that's still pretty major.
Well, I'm
Right.
thinking like the whole
Right,
Chilean miners, and they
Yeah,
had to
no
drill down
shit.
to them, and they
Well,
were,
they had to try
all
to-
that shit. It wasn't
Yep.
that dramatic.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he did that pretty much all my life
Well,
until he retired.
That is really cool, man. That's crazy stuff.
Fuck yeah.
So
I'm
for
full of
people
secrets.
that don't know,
No.
who is Bud
He
Racing?
said
Like as
no.
far no people that don't, I'm pretty stoned, bro. So don't mind me. But
I'm catching up. So get some
what
good
is
information out.
what is Bud Racing? Like, as far as, I mean, I obviously know, but for the people that don't know, what's your channel all about?
I'm an old guy that drives fake race cars as fast as possible.
Yep,
Fuck yeah.
absolutely. That's a good way to do it. Racing, iRacing, which I know. And
Well, it
primarily
goes
NASCAR,
back.
right?
It goes back. I grew up watching NASCAR. I mean, I'm old, so I was born in '76. So I was watching NASCAR from the early '80s. Cale Yarborough, Darrell Waltrip,
Right.
Petty was still driving, all those guys.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
crazy,
craziness
guys.
back then, man. Yeah, that was
Yeah, I mean,
craziness
I watched
back
it all
then.
my life, and there were no real racing video games when I was a kid.
Right.
Not good ones.
Most of them that came out too were like street race games and stuff like that over the years, like Gran Turismo
Realistically-
and stuff like that.
Xbox had one. It was right around the Days of Thunder time. It was
that
Oh,
would
EA
have
maybe.
Sports
been,
one. It was horrible.
that would have been an arcade game at the actual arcade for me. Would have been the old Daytona USA.
Yeah.
With the wheel that just spun and spun and spun and spun.
Mhm.
There was no force feedback. You could just keep going like this.
Nice.
I mean, my first game system was an Atari 2600
Oh,
with the wood paneling
Nice.
and shit. And then,
oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, Pong, Dig
Yeah,
Dug.
motherfucker, you had to get out your fucking shine or
One
your
stick
pledge,
and a
pledge
button.
to wipe off
One
your
stick.
console with the wood grain on there, right?
I
I
mean,
still
it
remember
was
the first time I saw
shine
one
it
of those little paddles. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, and then
Yeah.
there's a
the
button on
paddles,
the
I
side.
had the,
Yeah.
the stick
The little
and the
joystick and all that. Yeah.
We're losing our millennials
Yeah.
right now, just so you know.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
really
and
just
that's
like,
the
what?
thing. Like, I mean, I remember the first Nintendo, and I never actually had one. My neighbors did, and
See, I did. I had a Nintendo growing up, but we were always a console behind, it seemed like. So, like, when the Super Nintendo came out, is when I got the regular Nintendo type of thing.
see,
you know?
I quit. I didn't even. I had an Atari, and I played with my friends on their Nintendo, and I never had a console all those years until a PS2.
Really?
That was it.
That's the same as me. I never owned a Nintendo, and Super Nintendo, or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was just too poor. The point is, when I got the PS2 was when I actually was able. I got a job on my own and said, "I'm gonna fuck this. I'm paying for my shit." And I went and got a PS2 and an Xbox and all that shit. So yeah, I'm with you, buddy.
I was married, living in this house with my wife, and my son was just born, and we had a PS2 here in 2002, 2003.
Same time frame.
Mhm.
So for years, I never had any console. I went PC gaming. Like, does anybody remember Police Quest?
I do not.
Why does that
No.
sound familiar?
Sierra Game Software Police Quest.
All right,
It was
I gotta
a
check it out.
Very,
See.
very early, almost like an RPG.
Police Quest, huh? Let's see what this is all about.
In Pursuit of the Death Angel.
God, which one?
Oh,
Police Quest
87.
1,
It ran
yeah.
from 87 to 98.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Wow.
You can still buy this on Steam, by the way, for like $10. You could buy all the games combined for like $10.
Hell yeah!
Shit, it's $6.49 right now. The whole
It
collection.
went on sale. It went on sale. It
Fuck
was.
yeah.
I remember as a kid, it was just captivating. I don't know why.
Right.
And so I played that. I played.
What was this on? This was a PC game?
It's a
Oh
PC
yeah,
game.
that was.
Nice. Okay.
That would have been 87.
I remember
have
way back,
no idea what PC.
one of the first things I knew of, or first PC game that I ever saw was Leisure Suit Larry.
I was about to
Back
say
in the
it.
day. Like, but
I
it
was
was like,
about to say
yeah, yeah.
That's why I know
same
Sierra.
studio.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
I
King's
didn't know
Quest,
that. That's just the first game I know of on PC
100%.
that I can
Same
remember.
studio. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Guess in the
Quest,
questions.
Space was
Yeah.
Space Quest a movie or just a? Was it also
Space
a game?
Quest was an amazing movie.
But it was a game too.
So what was this game about? Like the police quest? You are the police, or you're the
you are
the criminal?
you are Officer Sonny Bonds,
Oh fuck yeah!
and
Fuck
you're
yeah.
a patrol officer who stumbles in this murder investigation. Now, like for anybody listening that's not Googling this is 8-bit.
Yeah.
Janky,
I'm looking at pictures of
amazing.
it right now. Yeah,
You know,
the graphics
it's-
are high def for sure.
You know, the whole
Right.
256 color or whatever, you know, when they hit you with that
Yeah.
thing back in the day. And
Yep.
and you had to follow procedure. You had to walk around your car before you got in it to inspect it. You had to, you know, it came with a book with like the penal code, and, you know, you had to
No
follow
shit.
these procedures to
Way too much for a game. Now.
arrest people. So I played that, and that got me into PC stuff, which got me into like F-16 Falcon flight sim, this, that,
Oh,
and the other,
nice. Okay.
which led me to the NASCAR racing games from Papyrus,
Right.
who those people are the people that when Papyrus shut down became iRacing.
Oh, really? Okay. So they went from that game and then became iRacing after that.
Yeah, the core devs
I got you.
became iRacing. And NASCAR Racing 2003 is still a huge title. There's still plenty of people to play it. It still has leagues, all this stuff.
Right.
But it was you could play against AI, or you could basically dial in beep 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 modem style and play against others.
The old dial-up, baby, AOL days.
Yeah, I mean, that tone of noises that's kind of ingrained in all of our brains.
Into all our brains, yes. Of a certain age group, nobody will ever forget those sounds.
And a certain age group, nobody knows what the hell that noise is.
Yeah, that's for sure, yeah. And some people, like my kids and shit, don't even know.
That led me to love racing. And I always wanted to play iRacing. When it first came out, 2008, it was in beta.
Right.
But I had no equipment. I couldn't play it. There was no way in hell to play it.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, 2014, I jumped on iRacing. And
what was your first wheel and stuff you used? Like, what was your first setup?
Very first wheel would have been, I don't know the model number, would have been a Thrustmaster. Just clamped to a desk on a kitchen chair. Yeah, something like that.
I got a 150. Yeah. 150 is what I'm using or was using when I was racing.
That was it.
Yep.
And I love my setup. It's split. It goes right into my desk and hugs there, and just like it's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
It was on a Dell PC. Hey, dude, I'm getting a Dell.
Oh, I got better than Dell.
This is
my PC's good. I know. I'm just messing around.
Well, that was
in 14 or whatever,
and that was that's 2014.
Nice.
How did I end up streaming it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, how did this whole streaming thing come into play?
The funny thing is, I don't really remember. I remember, this is going to date me once again. I remember thinking YouTube was the dumbest damn idea in the world when I first heard about it. I remember thinking, why would anybody want to watch?
Of Budracing does not reflect anything that we talk about over here. YouTube, we love you. Please keep promoting our stuff. Don't listen to him. Yeah, thanks.
I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh yeah, please continue.
I remember thinking, why in the hell would anybody want to watch other people's home movies?
Right.
Back then, it was.
Especially when people have their clothes on, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to watch somebody else's home movies,
yeah, it was.
They got to be the good ones.
It was. Hey, we played volleyball at the graduation party. Why would I care?
Right.
So I thought it was absolutely idiotic.
But what was the best show? What, on Thursday night TV or whatever on TBS? It was America's Funniest Home Videos.
America's Funniest Home.
And so they just took that and said, I'm just going to put it online and see where it goes. And to me, I think it's ingenious. I know what you're saying. It sounds asinine that people want to watch all these people's home videos and stuff. Yeah. It is completely asinine. But yeah, I'm with you 100%. But it's crazy.
At the time, it was asinine.
Yeah.
And then somehow I started watching some, and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And obviously,
they're entertaining.
Well, the production value went up, and it wasn't just somebody taking home movies. It was skits. It was people doing video game guides. It was all that stuff. And I don't really know where I got the idea of streaming. I used to make some YouTube videos. They're still on my channel. And I didn't know how to capture triple screens, so it's all letterboxed and it looks like crap. And they're on there from like 7 years ago.
Capturing triple screens still not that great, honestly, when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still only capture so much of it unless you want to shrink your screens down, right?
You do monitor capture. Just capture the middle monitor.
The middle monitor, yeah, that's what I had to do.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But I was never very good at editing. Still not. And I somehow stumbled upon video game streaming, which once again was like, wait a minute. People are going to watch people play video games?
Right. Why wouldn't you just play the fucking video game? You know what I'm saying? No, I get that too.
Why would I want to watch somebody else play the video game? But somewhere along the period of Summit's in the pit.
Yeah.
When Summit was playing H1Z1, the way back when, and it was like, oh, this is actually really interesting. And it became, sometimes it's about the game, sometimes it's about the person, sometimes it's both. I mean, I'll watch people just to see what game they're playing so I can get an idea what the game's about, this, that, and the other. Sometimes I watch them just for the person. They could play, I mean, they could just play Monopoly and I watch them.
Yep.
And I thought, I could do that. Which turned out to not be as easy as I thought it would be.
Of course it's not, right?
So did you go into it pretty blind, or did you, like, was there back then, I mean, when you started, because what year did you actually start streaming? Was that, because you were like...
My streamiversary is about to happen. I didn't really start streaming until probably about 4 years ago.
Really?
And
so we're about the same. We're about the same age then, as far as streaming goes.
Yeah, I didn't even take it that seriously. I did it. I would not do it. I did it. I would not do it. I didn't keep a schedule. I didn't really put much into it. And well, in all honesty, I think Escape from Tarkov derailed this iRacing streaming because I got sucked into Tarkov for about 2 years. I just couldn't get out of Russia.
Yeah.
And
we're still stuck.
I couldn't escape. I tried.
We're stuck in Russia on DayZ, so don't feel bad. That's what we've been playing lately.
It was, and then for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just said, you know what? I want to make something of this. I'm not going to be famous. I'm not going to be rich. I'm not going to, have like Playboy Playmates coming over and whatever. I mean, they can come over, but the wife might kill them. But
that might be an issue, huh?
She would definitely, it wouldn't be pretty. But I was like, I'm going to try to do this. I don't know. I remember I had like 200 followers, and I'm like, let's get to 5. And then I was like, can we make 1,000?
And it just keeps going and going and going. Yeah.
And I mean, so, and it's mostly about the community. I know everybody always says that. Sounds like a crock of shit, but
no, honestly, it doesn't.
It's
true. For the people that we talk to in here, if we didn't think you were a real quality streamer that cares about his community and cares about his stuff, we wouldn't have you on here because we don't care what you have to say at that point. Like everybody we had here is super high quality streamers and engaging, and trust me, you fit the bill right along with the rest of them. We appreciate your engagement, who you are, and how you conduct yourself on Twitch. Yeah, so that's why you're here, buddy. So
I'm
don't think anything bad
a lot of the time. I'm kind of scattered a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're all just fucking winging it, right? We're just going up there.
We're all, I mean...
Like, you never know what's going to be said in chat. You never know what's going to go happen in game or whatever. So you just go in there
comes to my stream one night talking shit about another streamer's fucking drama and hits me with this shit on live fucking stream. Bro.
He was streaming, and I just went in there when the whole all that shit went down with Call of Duty and Nick Merckx. All that shit that just happened or whatever.
Shit,
and I went in there and recent. So I just popped in there and I wasn't thinking because I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? And I'm like, typing away like, you can't believe Call of Duty just removed Nick Merckx, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh yeah, my bad.
You know, the funny thing is there's so much I don't talk about or weigh in on.
Right.
But I think it's honestly just from daily life. I don't, I'll talk I'll say whatever I want with the wife, with, my parents, whatever. I've always just stayed out of it because, well, I mean, the world's kind of gone to hell.
Right. Right.
We stay away from most. We stay away from a lot of
we stay away from it too, for the most part, for sure.
Well, I mean, if you have an opinion that doesn't fit into the media's perception of what your opinion should be these days, you're immediately a vile, terrible person. Even if you
the media was watching, we're vile.
Well,
after the last episode we released about that,
Well, and
It's
anymore,
crazy.
Yeah, it's
anymore,
crazy.
man, you got to really watch this. I mean, we're all trying to make content just like this podcast and your channel and our channels and blah, 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 blah. And if at any time, if you voice your opinion and it really strikes people the wrong fucking way, they just flip a switch and shut you down. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's one
That kind
hill
of stuff.
there's one hill I'm willing to die on is Burger King fries are better than McDonald's.
That's true. Yeah.
I said it. I'm okay
Dude,
with that.
Burger King's kind of chicken sandwich they got is fire.
I don't know what to say, guys.
What?
Burger King's fries are better than McDonald's.
Wait, which fries do you like?
You can't say Arby's.
Well,
Can I say Five Guys?
no,
no,
Checkers is
they're,
the best
they're
fries.
seasoned.
That doesn't count. Okay.
How the
Seasoned and
What about
they're
Hardee's
different.
curly fries?
It's like a
What
whole
about
different subject.
Can I do Hardee's curly
It's
fries?
a fry. How many y'all's fries? Okay, do they have Burger King
Nah.
fries in your local supermarket? They have.
Actually,
they have
they
fucking
might.
Checkers.
I
They
mean, I
have
could
Freddy's.
go to Burger King and take them to the supermarket, but I always thought that
Just
like
eat. That's a good
curly
idea,
fries,
man.
Curly fries that are seasoned
Are
are
delicious.
in like a different category from just potatoes that have been
let's
deep
see.
fried.
Are they in a superior category or like side to side category? Or I
Oh,
feel like curly
far
fries
superior.
are up here, superior to.
I mean, I
regular
think they're
fries.
superior, yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay,
they're
okay.
superior, but
So he's just trying to level the field for his crappy fries over there. That's all it is. Like,
but
these
different.
can't even get compared to the level that is a fucking curly fry from Arby's. He's like, all right, they don't count. Now I'm good.
They don't
All right.
count. They don't count.
Right.
I mean, the same as Five Guys Cajun fries. It's like once you start adding extra shit,
All that
I can't
extra
do
stuff,
this.
yeah,
I
man.
can't
it's
do
not a
this.
regular fry at that point. It's it's something different.
True.
Dude, they're non-Cajun. They're really good. When they don't do the sauce, the seasoning on it, they're really good fries.
Five Guys.
Yeah. I can't do
What-
spicy stuff, so I don't do it. I know I'm a punk with it. It's okay.
No. I was laughing about Five Guys because you order one large fry and you get two, basically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But
We
that's
order-
the whole thing with them. They never
Yeah.
want anybody to run out of fries or whatever,
Like,
so they always
yeah.
put the fry in there, and then they take a whole nother one and just go,
Yeah.
just dump it in the bag. Yeah.
So you get two for the price of one. It's
Right.
insane.
No, you're paying for two. Trust me. They're
okay,
more
never
Yeah,
mind.
expensive
they're not
enough.
losing money. That's
Never
for
mind.
Sure.
Five Guys isn't the cheapest thing in the world.
No, hell
Oh.
no. It's 20 something. I
No.
mean,
But yeah, I mean,
I-
it just kind of the whole streaming
How
thing
did we
just
get
kind of
there?
happened. I have no idea at this point.
I don't know, but now I want a damn cheeseburger. Thanks
We
a
didn't
lot.
talk
bud.
Here's
about
the
you
thing.
rambling and moving on.
That basically is an example of where stream goes.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
So
That's
one
true.
minute you're talking about fries, the next minute you're talking about racing, the next
Wieners.
minute you're talking about
Wieners.
how I
If
don't
your
know,
boss is
like
wieners. Tiny ones, obviously.
Phil Collins
Little-
is
yeah.
underrated for younger generation. I don't know, I'm making shit up at
Right.
this point.
I'm about to say, who the fuck said that?
Dang,
Well,
that's too
nobody
smart for
actually
my
could-
stream. That's
I'll
too smart
fight
for
about
my
Phil.
stream. No.
I'll
Phil
fight about
Collins
Phil.
in the
That
air
guy's-
tonight live.
Oh yeah,
Greatest
that'd be
video ever.
amazing. Yeah, I'm in.
It's on YouTube. Greatest video ever.
All right, hold on. We need to play it. Can you bring that up and share your screen?
Yeah,
I don't know
Phil
if we're allowed
Collins,
to listen to it, are we?
Yeah.
You probably can't listen to it, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get tagged. I would like to listen to it, but they'll tag us.
Yeah. In the
What
air
do we care?
tonight, live, he comes in wearing like this black shirt and he's just slowly walking down the stairs, and you end up thinking, because I've watched these people react to it for the first time,
Right.
and they're like, "This is the greatest song I've never heard. I've ever heard without drums in it." Because you know that song, it just
Oh,
builds
yeah,
and
yeah.
builds and builds, and the whole time he's just walking around the stage, and he goes back up the stairs, and he sits down at the drums, and you get that drum solo that everybody plays drums to in your car, and it's like,
do we not? We don't want the sound, or we do want the sound?
I mean,
Yeah, play it.
I don't-
I mean, we don't care. I mean, yeah,
I
play
don't
it.
give a
Let's
shit.
see it. You got it? Yeah, share it up. Let's watch it, dude.
Yep, that's it.
Oh yeah, make
That's
it big.
it.
Make it big.
Just imagine
He
being
is so
here.
amazing. Yeah, everything he does.
He's not doing well currently. neurological problems or something, I believe.
That's not
that
good,
sucks.
man.
There's
He
a
can't
few
play anymore.
musicians. That's sad. That guy plays so many different kind of instruments and is so amazing at it. Like I look at him and like David, what's his name? Dave Grohl, whatever his name is from Foo
Dave
Fighters.
Grohl?
Like
Yeah.
they're both they're musicians. They're not a singer. They're not a guitarist. They're musicians. Like they can do any of it.
Well, some things are no longer here, like movie stars. Like we have people in movies, but movie stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From our
there's a
generation
big
or-
difference nowadays. You know, this new generation doesn't even really care about movies anymore. You know, it's all online and stuff.
Or it's the action or the whatever, but you know, when you think of movie stars, you think of like Tom
Arnold?
Cruise, Tom Hanks,
Right.
you know, those
Denzel,
guys,
those guys.
Denzel,
There are some now,
Schwarzenegger.
though.
Oh, there
So,
are.
you know, Chris Helmsworth, that dude's a fucking movie star all day.
I agree. I think it's just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Firing it up.
look how many people. Can you imagine being here for this?
God, the
That'd be
COVID.
pretty cool.
Look how slow he walks in.
Well, he already started to walk out once and said, "Nah, not yet," and turned around and went back.
No, you got to make him want it. You got to.
That's
you got
right.
to
He
tease
started
him.
to walk out and he was like, "No."
He's a gangster.
Turned around
man.
and said, "Wait."
You just got to tease him.
God, does he look the same since
Showmanship.
1985, though? I don't think he looks the same exact as he always has.
For the most part, yeah.
Dang,
It's crazy.
That beard was amazing. I like that. He was wiggling his fingers.
You're welcome. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for the
Dude,
most
the
part.
light show and stuff is dope. Yeah,
The theatrics.
boy, for real.
Seriously, this could be 1985 or 2025. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just got goosebumps, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty dope. I'd be so high in that crowd right now.
I don't know where this was filmed.
Get it?
I went down a YouTube
It's
rabbit
pretty
hole
amazing.
watching people react to this for the first time. I watched it for like an hour and a half. People reacting to this song.
It's awesome,
Which is
man.
so crazy that they don't know it because it's been in some like major movies too, and not like old movies,
Mhm.
new stuff. Like The Hangover.
kinda wonder-
20-year-old hasn't seen The Hangover.
Well, you kind of wonder sometimes if they really haven't heard it or they're just reacting
Dumb.
to it for content.
Reacting.
Well, they could be like a lot of me. Like I don't know the bands when you say it, but if when I hear the song, I can be like, "Oh yeah, I know what that is." You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna release this with Bosch's reaction video later. Don't worry.
Make sure you get the feet in there.
Come and tonight.
Just watch. He's slowly walking. There's a goal the whole time. You don't realize it
Yeah.
until you realize it.
No.
Also, he's a little sweaty, which is hot.
That's right. He's extra moist.
Moist.
I understand why people don't like
Moist.
that word.
I don't
Mostly
even-
just girls
honestly.
don't like it. Girls don't like it when you tell them they're moist.
I'll let you know. I'll tell my wife tonight.
Yeah, just walk down there and be like, "Hey, girl, I bet you're moist, huh?"
My wife's at work, so I have to talk to the cat.
You should text her.
Well, that'd be awkward. Cat might
All right.
attack you. Watch out.
Let's text our wives. I'm gonna text my wife.
If I
Are you moist?
texted my wife that, she would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you right now?"
Oh, you should
I'm-
do it.
I'm
That'd be
texting her.
hilarious. Dolph is actually texting her.
You damn right I am.
Wait, you're texting your wife, right? Not Brian's. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
his wife. Yeah.
Oh,
We go way back.
way back.
way back. He's just cruising.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
the comments are always like, "Holy shit, he can play the drums!" And then there's always somebody in the comments. There's always somebody in the comments saying he was like literally the drummer for Genesis, like,
Yeah.
Before his solo career, before Peter Gabriel stepped down and he took over Genesis.
Absolutely.
God, we're old.
It happens. I think everybody gets old eventually, right?
I don't know. I don't know if Hugh Hefner ever got old.
Well, I guess,
honestly.
or unless you die young, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
there
Hugh
are
Hefner
some like
was
that.
probably young. Even when he was old, he was young, huh?
I think at the end he was pretty
That
damn
is an
old.
amazing beard. Oh my god.
That was pretty amazing.
That was ZZ Top level beard, absolutely.
Is
He
not
was getting
one of
down.
wait. Was it
I mean, he
one
could've
of
been-
ZZ Top that died, or was it AC/DC?
Ooh, I thought it was one of the
I don't know.
ZZ guys. But
One of the AC/DC guys died. I think it was Angus or the other one.
I don't know. Let's find out.
But I thought for some reason one of the ZZ guys died.
Okay, so how's that dude singing along when he's improvising that?
We're not going to get into conspiracy theories. We're just not going to touch it. We're not going to touch it. But yeah, I don't know why. But this,
Oh yeah.
that
Yes.
whole rabbit hole was an example of where chat can go. And
Right.
one thing about streaming is you got to remember people. The bigger group you got, the harder it is to remember.
Oh yeah, for sure,
'Cause
absolutely.
It's wild because as
Hold on, pause.
pause.
My wife just responded. I don't know what she said. Hold on.
Oh.
Moist.
Oh, you asked her if she was moist.
So now you know why she's my wife. She sent me a picture of
Oh, God.
No, it's a desert tumbleweed going by. It's not raining. It's not raining over here. Is it raining over there?
What the fuck?
Yes, it is raining.
Perfect.
Quite a
Perfect.
lot.
Yes,
Quite a
drenched.
lot.
But yeah,
Sorry.
it does get hard. Like the more people you have in chat, there's been times like way back when I was playing Atlas that things got were larger than what they are now, and it was a lot to try to remember people because people come back in and act like they get offended or something if you don't remember them or something, which I don't
think
have a fucking memory, so that's pretty hard for me.
I mean, I know I've had people come in and oh, you remember
She said,
me?
I'll drive fast. I'll drive safe. I mean,
And I'm like, I'll drive safe. And I don't remember them, and they're going to get offended by it.
Right.
It's in that world until you cross a line, people expect that interaction.
What you could do is be like me though, and just start smoking a bunch of
Absolutely.
weed while you're live, and then I
was
just
gonna
blame
say
it on. Then I just blame it on that.
So, all right. So this is what you got to do, though. It's really simple, really easy. You go get a regular vape, no nicotine, no nothing, unless you smoke.
Oh
go for it.
god, here we go.
And then you say, "This is a vape," and you're hit it every once in a while, and then you're stoned as fuck. And then when you go,
Yeah,
remember,
then-
people, I'm hitting this.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Or-
I'm hitting this hard.
I get some bandages. I come in one
That's-
day,
there
I'm
you go.
like,
Oh,
I have
Oh,
car
there you
crash.
go.
idea.
There you go. Wrap your head up or something.
And then ever after that,
Take a
I
little-
just
take a little
like, I
catch
don't
up
remember
and-
shit. I don't know who any people
that's
are.
true. That's
I
true.
don't have a clue.
No, but it is. All joking aside, it really is kind of a bitch. Like right now, I've got the same core group of people watching, and so it's fairly easy for me right now. But it does, like, the more people you get in there, it does become an issue trying to remember people, because even now I'll have people come back that haven't been in chat for a while, and I'll be like, "Oh, hey," and they'll be like, "Oh, I've been following for 3 years or something." But if you haven't seen them in forever, it's hard to remember those names and shit.
Well, no, I mean, and then you're trying to remember what they told you 2 days ago, because some people will be like, "Hey, remember that thing I told you?" And I'm like,
yeah, shit.
No, I smoke
you may
weed.
have had a 10-minute, 20-minute conversation about it, but
No, I smoke weed.
That's
it was
true,
a week
too,
ago.
man.
And I'm like, I don't, sure, I remember now. And then to drive while trying to have a conversation and
That's
read
hard,
chat
yeah.
is not easy. I
No,
can't
not at
imagine
all.
how some of these people do it. And I don't know when you
It's
cross
really
the
hard,
line
man.
that you could just ignore chat.
Bosch gets too sweaty when he plays iRacing, so he can't read chat unless it's fucking until he wrecks. And he's like,
Yeah, caution.
Oh,
lap
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
And then I try to read. That's a hard game to play,
Yes.
man, and stream, and be
I would
decent
never
at
do
it.
that.
Well, luckily I can read and drive at the same time, but trust me, there's been plenty of times where I've crashed because I was reading chat.
Well, there's been multiple times when I was doing it to where you'd be going around, even in like a
Text and
caution lap.
drive.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, that's
Even
just,
in
it's like, oh, I get it now.
even in a caution lap, you'll be there and like you get to read and chat, and you look over and you're like, oh shit, and you almost hit the car in
Done
front
that.
of you or something.
Been
You know,
there,
Yeah, dude.
done that.
We were watching that one
Absolutely.
guy, and he was in the middle of that, and he just, I don't know if he just was texting or whatever, ran right the guy right in front of him. Like, just fucking,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all assed out, fucking hit him in the back. I was like,
Yeah,
what
I mean,
the
I've
fuck?
done that. I mean, hell, within the last week, I did the minor thing where I'm in a corner and I look to the right to read chat because it's in the top right corner of
And
my
you pulled
monitor.
right?
And I kept turning left more than I should.
Oh,
And as I was throttling, and I spun myself out because I wasn't
Right.
because it was on that edge where too much more left, too much gas, and it just wants a loop on you. And I
Right.
spun myself out during a race because I was reading chat.
all right. So while we're talking about this right now and talk about your driving skills, what's your SR?
I have no idea. I haven't
See,
paid
What's
attention to
the
safety
highest
rating.
IR? What's the highest IR you've been at? Like, what is your top that you've ever been?
Like 4,020 or something like that.
Bro, I hit 2,000 for like a second and then lost it. That's as high as I got was
It
2K,
was half
bro.
a second. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I hit 2K and then lost it the next race, bro.
I stayed
Oh,
stagnant in the twos or whatever for a long
Right.
time. 2.5s, whatever.
Dude, it's hard
And
to get
then-
past that point. Or I thought from 1,500 to
is.
2,000 and a little
Well,
bit
you
above
have
that
dickheads
was
like you
so
racing
hard.
with it too. Like they're not
Well,
Knocking
fully
shit
like
over.
really good racers there. They're just people that have raced a lot, and that's why they're there. Like I watched you just deal with so many fucking idiots that were
Yeah.
not good enough to be there, but won a race by default or whatever, and ended up in the same split as you, and would
Yeah.
fuck everybody over like that. When you
Yeah.
get to 4,000, it's not by luck. There's a lot of skill involved to get there. So I think you have you still have to deal with dickheads, but at least they know how to drive dickheads.
There's also a point where you could come up and just keep it clean and just run conservative, and you're going to snag top 10 after top 10 after top 10 because
Right.
all the chuckleheads are going to crash.
You're all going to bust
Yeah.
bust
They're going
out.
to crash and rage quit, and you're just going to start snagging 10s and, 6ths and 7th and 5th,
Build.
whatever.
They build.
And you could just steady gain. But then you get to a point where that's not going to do shit anymore.
Right.
You just ride, you're just going to ride in the back.
You can only go
And
so high, yeah.
by just being conservative and
Conservative,
taking advantage
yeah.
of the chuckleheads. And sometime in the last year, people had told me you got to be more aggressive. And
Right.
not idiot aggressive, but take them 3.
Definitely push
Take it 4.
positions more
Yeah.
and shit.
Push
yeah, yeah.
positions, lean on somebody's door.
Especially once you're
Whatever.
up at that higher an IR, like above 3,000, you think maybe or so.
Yeah.
What do you think the point is where you need to maybe start being more aggressive than
To
trying
get
to just play
3,
safe?
probably the 2.5 to the 3, because
3.
depending on the time of day, you'll at 2.5, 2.6, whatever, 2,500, 2,600,
Right,
you
right.
can start getting into the higher splits
True,
at
yeah.
25, 2,600. And,
Well, and then at
yeah,
that
if
point,
they
too, you got a chance
crash,
for big gains.
well, yeah, but if they crash, yeah, you could snag some points. But if you are like the 22 car out of the field,
Right.
yeah, a top 15 will gain you a little bit, but a top 10 will gain you more. But you're not going to run in the top 10 just taking your time.
Right.
And, you got to do you block? Do you not block? Is it too early? Is it too late? Do you put the bumper to somebody? Do you take it 3 wide?
Right.
You go into a lower split room and you hear so many people on the start. Oh my God, you took it 3 wide. How the hell are you going to take it 3 wide on lap 1? And it's kind of like, I equate it to Escape from Tarkov, because when you first start playing Tarkov, you're terrified. You're terrified to lose your gear. You hear a bullet. What's that noise? Oh, like shit, I'm going to die.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember
DayZ. Yeah.
When you first start playing, you got to get over that gear fear.
Exactly. And then after some point, you'll be with a freshie and like there's gunshots and they're like, oh my God. And you're like, it's like 1.5 miles away. Don't worry about it. And they're like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, it's like way over there. We're fine.
Or you can be like me and be like, fuck it, let's go towards them.
Yeah. And you're like, let's go. And they're like, what do you mean, let's go? And that's the thing. Like,
well, I got a BK. Let's go. I got this.
Yeah. It's, and well, we had a race today. Like literally this is where the people part of racing, it is, you got to factor in where they're coming from. And we did I forget if it was truck or Xfinity, whatever it was this morning. I think it might've been Xfinity, but anyways, and it was on a restart, and the 9 car, I still remember it was the 9 car, made some sort of move on the 28, and he probably closed the door, so I believe the 28 was coming low with a little bit of a run, and the 9 closed the door, and the 28 basically
wrecked closed him. The
door? Just pulled down in front of him to block the run,
coming down to block
and or make his own pass on the guy in front of him. And the 28 was all pissed off, like, you can't do that. I was coming with a run and this, that, and the other.
Yes, you
and
That's
the
racing.
9's like, you weren't there when I closed the door. But this is where the difference was. And I said it on the radio. If the 9 would have done that to the 10 or the 7 or the 5 or whatever, somebody with more experience with the higher I rating that's used to racing like that, they would have anticipated it or at the very least understood it. But to the 28, it was this crazy move. And they're like, holy shit, you can't do that. And that's what you get. Kind of like your DayZ thing. You guys are like, let's go. We're going to go get them. And the new people are like, no, let's creep up. If we're going to do it, let's creep up really slow.
Yeah.
By the time we get there, they'll be gone and I won't have to fight them. And it's just that people being people thing. It's that,
such a mix of different skill levels and stuff too, man.
We missed that something needs to be said. All right, so those of you that are listening that have never listened or played iRacing, what he's explaining is the 1 car is the top rated car, like the 1 seed down to the 30 seed, whatever it's going to be. Like they're seeded that way by their SR and IR.
Yeah.
Is it just IR? Okay, so
just
their IR tells them where it is, and then after that, it's the
the IR is like your driver rating. So each time you place decent in a race, the higher up you place, and the strength of the field. If you're playing against stronger drivers or people that are better drivers, then you have a better chance at getting more IR. And then you go into a room and say, if you're the highest IR, you'll be number 1. If you're the lowest, you're going to be the last number, and it goes by rank.
And does it would
be
you
kind of
qualify
like it would be kind of like I don't know, in a sports metaphor, having a pitcher for the Yankees and, the first baseman is, a pitcher for like a shittier MLB team. And then, some of the other players are like Division I college guys. And then, then you got some of the players that are like Division II college guys. Then you got the high school kid. Based on skill alone, and this is not the best example, but the 30 would be like the high school kid on paper. They don't have the skill, they don't have the experience, whatever. And the 1 car in that room would be the equivalent of the professional. And obviously that's not perfect.
In those top splits, what is the range of IR usually from like say first to the last car sometimes.
It depends on the time of day. Mornings, you're gonna have a bigger range. I mean, I think this morning one of the races I was in, like the first place car was, or like the number one car was like 6,000, 6,700 I rating, and like the 28th place car was like 1,000. You're gonna have much more range in the morning. Later at night or later at night and on certain days, it'll be a much tighter, depending on how many people's on. You know, if there's 500 people on, or you know, if 200 people sign up for a race, it'll be split more equally. There'll be less, you know, range between the people. But early in the morning, there may only be 30 people sign up for the race. You're all together.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's the people part, which probably goes back just to what I do for a living, that I always try to look at it from all the different angles. So I'm hearing that guy bitching, and I'm like, you're just not used to the way we do it. Because I used to be you. I used to be like, holy shit, why are you going 3 wide? You're going to wreck us all. Holy hell. And now I'm the guy, when the flag drops, I'm going 3 wide. And I'm not even close to the best out there.
At some point, if you don't start doing that stuff, you're never going to get past a certain point. I wouldn't think.
That's the other.
You're going to have to push the envelope at some point if you're not going to be able to get up top and really push your IR higher.
That's the aggression point. It's just like anything else. It's like DayZ. It's like Call of Duty. It's like Escape from Tarkov. You can play it casual and you can accomplish things, but if you want to accomplish something more, usually you have to push more.
I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got to push more. And, you know, I watched like somebody like Pestilli play Escape from Tarkov, and I don't have the skill. I couldn't do it. Maybe if I started playing like that, I'd die a outstandingly huge amount of times. Maybe I could get there. But I don't even begin to try to play like that, and it's like that with anything else. You just gotta
what's different
put yourself out there and try.
In Tarkov? I'm sorry. I never played Tarkov. I'm not familiar with this. Who you're talking about? What did they do differently that you would do?
I'm a conservative, sneak around, take opportunities. You know, catch somebody when they're not looking. He's run and gun, bounce around the corner, take on any fight. There's 4 guys, I got it. I'm going. I'm like, there's 4 guys, I'm going to let them pass. Maybe I'll take a pot shot and pop one of them in the head.
Try to take a sniper shot.
And then run away from the other 3, because I can't win this fight. He would take on all 4 guys with a pistol with only 6 shots.
So I'm you, and Bosch is him. It's just
but except I wouldn't kill those guys. I would just die.
He would just die.
I would just go. He would never got the one. I think I was a badass, and then I would miss all my shots and get shot.
That's my skill level for shooters. That's my skill level for shooters.
Right.
But it all comes down to people, and it all comes down to confidence in what you want to do. Streaming's that way. You can go out and go for it, or you could just show up and do your thing. And if I'm going to do something, I always try to do it the best I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like it's a thing. I watch people sometimes and I know there's times being quiet during a stream is easy. You could easily fall into I'm quiet. I'm not talking. I'm not whatever. Especially if chat's not active. It's easy.
I was just talking to a brand new streamer that's just come up around my chat. Goes by she's a White Tigress is her name, but she was new and she was talking about, I don't really talk much. She just streaming from her PlayStation or Xbox or some shit. And I'm like, well, you got to get over that. I'm like, no matter what, if there's nobody in there or not, she plays DayZ, and I'm like, just talk about what you're doing in the game. Just talk, make sure you're talking.
What you're doing, random stories.
It doesn't even matter if it sounds stupid to you or anything, but if you're just sitting there numb, like just quiet, playing the game and not saying nothing, nobody's going to stick around and watch that shit.
Who used to watch the view count? You're not saying shit, and you see that change from a 0 to a 1, and you're like,
next thing you know, you just start talking.
That was a great shot. I shouldn't have done that.
By the time that changed, they've already come in and left. 'Cause it takes it a while. They're already gone by the time you start talking at that point. So,
and I've watched people streaming not say a word, get done with whatever their game, they're playing, and just click, sign off. And it's like,
and I'm out.
Like, they don't even say that. They just,
not even that.
Like, they just hit the button. They don't say a word.
Nobody's watching or something, and just click out.
Even if nobody's watching,
I talk to air if I have to. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to do the same thing I'm going to do.
Well, I had the same chat with you when you first started, because Dolphin's fairly new as well, and we just had that chat.
I'm like, super
talking.
New, yeah.
Yeah,
keep talking. Like I said, I'm sure as shit not even close to. I mean, there's so many people that are way more talented at that stuff. Just the chat and the creativity and all that stuff. But
I don't know, man. You're pretty good at what you do.
Well, the streaming to do the iRacing became streaming because of interest in the business of streaming,
right?
And the like the ins and outs and like why and how it works and why people do what they do, and I find myself watching like the streamer wars, platform versus platform, or
but that's a big thing right now.
Oh, it's a huge thing right now.
Twitch kick thing, yeah.
And even when things don't affect me, like the Twitch stuff doesn't affect me, 50-50. It was always going to be 50-50.
Yeah, for us. Revenue. But it should be 70-30 across the board. But
I was never going to get the whole top tier partner 70-30.
Not at what they're asking for, that's for sure. Most of their partners aren't even getting that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think now what the breakdown is like. I mean, the breakdown now with their partner plus thing is that it's going to affect like
it's still just the top fucking 8% or some shit
of partners or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. I think the biggest number I've heard that the people that would get it were like up to the 8% mark or something like that of partners. So, and that may be a larger number than what it actually is.
And then if they get it, and I've heard people say it this way, so I like the way they say it. If they get it and they make 100,000. At that point, they're then penalized 20%.
Yeah, because it drops back down after 100K back to 50-50.
And I've heard the comments, "Oh, you poor person, you're making $100,000. That's so sad."
Yeah, still.
But if you're going to do the same job, because at that point, if you're making $100,000, it's your job.
Oh,
you're not making $100,000 working a 40-hour week and streaming on the side.
This is what you're doing for a living.
That's your job. If I went to work and they told me, "Hey, after you make a certain amount of money, we're going to give you a 20% pay cut," but you're going to do the exact same shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
Insane.
You're going to do the exact same shit, but we're going to cut you off 20%.
Well, and because
that they made too much.
I was watching something on this. I can't even remember who I was watching. I think it was maybe Big E. I can't remember. I wish I could tell and remember who it was so I could shout him out. But anyway, it was Dolphin. But anyway, they were saying like whoever the top person is on Twitch with their subs and stuff like that they're literally going to hit that 100K thing in like a day, or it's like just a fraction of a month or something like that. And then
Harris Heller. I think that was one of the newer Harris Heller videos.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah. You're probably right, because I was watching some of his stuff because he had the Twitch staff come in. Did you see that whole debacle or whatever?
And then XQC had something similar happen like a week later.
Yeah, it's crazy. I watched that deal on Harris Heller because the Twitch staff came in there and it got all awkward, and like Harris Heller tried to ban the Twitch mod,
and you couldn't ban him.
He's like, "You can't ban me," and whatever. I don't know. It was a big ordeal. I watched this stuff about that. It was crazy, man.
So why don't you
stuff going on at Twitch is wild right now.
Why don't you just end it? Just end the stream. Like
he did. He ended up ending
the stream.
But he had to end his stream because it got so awkward because of Twitch staff, which is completely fucked up.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's, it wasn't that he was doing anything wrong. They came in to tell him, his opinions
he was talking,
off base, but not wrong.
Because he was talking about the new changes and stuff like that. But yeah, they kept saying like, well, we're not saying you're wrong, but you're wrong is pretty much what they were telling him.
Yeah.
And Harris Heller was calling him out on it. He was calling him out on it, saying like, dude, how are you going to tell me that, you know, I'm not completely wrong, but that I'm wrong? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And the Twitch staff would just not stop engaging and took over his chat pretty much because of the comments and stuff.
And that guy was like,
so he came in and completely just took the stream and made it about him, the Twitch staff.
And he tried to ban him.
Yeah. He tried to ban him just because he was like, look, I don't want to have this conversation anymore. You know, I'm just trying to do my stream.
He's like, I just want to do my deal and make
the
my
guy
content.
just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
And so he's like, look, I'm just going to ban you so we don't have to talk about this anymore. And
I
then
just
the
think
guy,
it's sub only.
I'm a Harris fan, man. He's one of the guys I watched a lot because I didn't know shit about streaming when I started to get into it. The only reason I got into streaming ever was because my younger son wanted to get into it. And I watched a lot of his videos about information about how to set up streams and the best way to set up streams and different cameras and things like that and stuff. So I've used a lot of his content over the years of my streaming. So
same. I mean, he definitely knows his, what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And that's where, staff's going to say you're wrong. Well, I only know what I know because you guys don't, Twitch doesn't tell us everything. So if I'm wrong, tell me what I'm wrong and tell me what the facts are. But I can only go based on what y'all tell us, and you don't tell us shit half the time.
Yep.
So what do you want me to do? The 2 interviews they just did, Jake Lucky did an interview with, what the hell's that guy's name? Dan, the CEO of Twitch. Right. And then did an interview with Eddie from Kick. And, they're both like an hour. I think the Eddie one was like an hour and 20 or whatever, but they're very similar in length. And just the one seemed to be more open and more, forthcoming. And the other one seemed more politician polished.
Right. Well, man, we're coming up on that hour mark, so let me ask you this to kind of finish this up here. What, with your channel and Budracing, what's your plans between the Twitch and Kick going forward here? Are you going to do both, or what's your plans? Because I'm thinking I'm going to do a week. I got a week off coming up July 10th, and I'm gonna do Kick until I at least get verified. I think
I've been doing simulcast to Kick, YouTube, and Twitch.
Right.
Pretty much every
Twitch
stream.
is not putting an axe in that, right? Coming up on the first. Yeah.
I've been simulcasting to all 3 for the last, I don't know, we'll just call it 2 months.
Right.
Technically that's against TOS for an affiliate, but
right. Yeah, in a way. I mean, but so many people have been doing it. I think they're just now really trying to put the forks in it,
And as of July 1, they made it so anybody that uses Twitch,
right, yeah,
affiliate, partner, Bob that has no affiliate or partner, just Bob,
right, yeah,
cannot multi, which I don't agree with. I'm curious who's going to actually get caught and if they're actually going to catch people. But I would never tell anybody to go.
Kick's not banning it either,
No, so Kick doesn't care.
You could do Kick and YouTube or Kick and TikTok
Kick
or whatever.
YouTube don't care.
So
what I've been doing the last week is going live on all and then cutting the Twitch off after, if it's a weekend stream and I'm going for 5 or 6 hours, I'll give the Twitch 2, just so people know I'm not dead. Because I could post it on Twitter, I could post it on Facebook, I could post it in Discord, I could
that ain't no shit,
put a sign on my porch, but people just are you dead? You're not streaming anymore.
I think that's probably the best way is to wherever you're used to. So you're used to streaming on Twitch is to go over there and put in like a hard 2 hours or, even just an hour and a half and then say, hey guys, here's the link. I'm going over to my Kick now. I'll be live on there in 10 minutes.
I saw someone that has a Kick link pinned.
I had it pinned today. Yeah. I had it pinned.
I wonder what their thoughts are on
2
that.
hours
they can't punish you for that, right? They can't punish you for it. So
I love it. I had a
chat message pinned that
said, I need to get a Stream Elements thing saying, "Hey, follow me on Kick. I'm going to start streaming over there from time to time."
Yeah, I
need to get that going. That's a good idea.
I have an ads command that says Twitch forces ads. There's nothing I can do about it. It's either going to be a pre-roll which
Yeah,
people leave
it's going to
because
happen
of,
no matter what. Yeah, it's going to happen.
or it's going to be a mid roll, which then at least gets me 55% sub revenue and gets rid of pre roll, which people don't stay for pre rolls. People click pre roll, leave. So I got a prompt that says that, and then the prompt also says, "Hey, by the way, Kick doesn't have ads at the moment, and 95% of the the subscription goes to the creator. Not
the creator actually gets paid. Yeah.
Well,
gang.
Half of it doesn't go to Jeff Bezos, so he could build a bigger rocket ship that looks kind of like a male member, maybe.
Like a dick, a wiener.
No.
Oh, we don't do TMS here. Fuck, say what you want.
No, yeah, we say what we say.
Well, no, I
that's one of the things I like about you, though,
Except
man.
for
And I'm
YouTube,
not
we
gonna
love
lie. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about you, though, man, is your vibe. Because, like in iRacing, dude, I lose my shit because I'll fucking start flipping out and stuff. And you do sometimes, but not very often. You know what I'm saying? You stay pretty collected. So,
I have had my, I've rage quit before.
Well, but
yeah, so the plan is, I'm kind of putting my eggs in the Kick YouTube basket.
Doing both.
I think they're more creator forward, creator friendly. Plus, honestly, the iRacing directory's wide the fuck up over there.
Well, that's true too. That's what I was kind of thinking. Because DayZ's about the same way, man. Like it wouldn't take much to go over there and be top streamer. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
Skyhawk, I'm telling you, 15 people tonight. He was carrying more viewers than you were on Kick tonight.
Yeah,
and nothing against Skyhawks. He just doesn't have a viewing. He doesn't have a following. So if he has 15 people over there watching that,
you have started out at 10 or 15.
I mean, you could easily be top of the category, and unlike YouTube that has the whole algorithm, yada yada yada, it's still what Devin Nash calls a kingmaker system. You go there, I think it defaults by recommended or sorts high to low. If you're at the top of the mark or in the top 3, you're going to get the click before somebody at the bottom of the pile.
Right.
So go to DayZ on Twitch. How many people streaming it now? How long does it take you to scroll at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Go to Kick. You throw in
you don't
20,
scroll at all because
people,
there's only like
top.
2 lines. Yeah.
Now,
there's like,
I get it.
But you got to have people watching to get follows. Yeah,
right. There's less viewers, but if those viewers start coming with all the they signed XQC. Amaranth packed up her pickle balloon and her hot tub. They're supposedly going to sign 4 more. If the traffic starts coming and you're already there and you're pulling in 20, 30 and you're known in the community, boom.
Yep.
You just fell into it.
I'm going. I'm going to start there for my birthday.
I'm gonna go start up and try to get it going. I need to get my OBS and shit squared up and get that,
I will do that.
Doing its thing.
OBS RTMP plugin. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah,
it's free. You can multi-stream with it. You could send it to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I don't know why anybody wants to do that one. TikTok, MySpace, Reddit.
Perfect, man.
I don't know. I don't think you could stream to Reddit. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Well, dude, I want to thank you for I'll send you the deal. I want to thank you for taking the time to come on here and hang out with us, man. We're at our hour mark, and
no problem.
We got the Budracing episode is a wrap, man. That was fucking awesome.
We're gonna be like, God damn, this guy needs some Adderall.
If they listen to us, they're used to it.
Yeah, they're used to everything.
We went from Phil Collins to French fries to like people to business. Yeah, that was wild.
I would love to have you back on sometime, man. We get a few more episodes and have you back on and check in with you and how Kick's going for you and all that other stuff, man. So
I'm down for it.
Nothing but love. I've always enjoyed your stream and enjoyed chatting with you in your chat and things like that. And thank you for all the raids that you've sent my way over the course of my streaming as well. So
no problem.
Guys, if you don't follow Budracing, there'll be a link directly below. Follow, subscribe. And until next time, 2 Fridays podcast, baby.
Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.